I have to tell you that if you've discovered a woman who is trustworthy and devoted to you, you've hit the proverbial mother lode. I will be praying that the two of you have a good life together and that you both receive your happily ever after. The time for commitment and other fantastic traits is pretty much over, but if you found a girl like that, let me tell you that you're one of a kind. If you've found a female like that, the time for commitment and other amazing features is pretty much over. The time for commitment and other amazing attributes is pretty much past if you've already met a girl like that. Yet, I don't think that this will happen very frequently. Thus, the majority of the girls you meet will probably be entitled or women with alternatives. This is the most likely outcome of the events that could occur. A woman who stays in a place either with the intention of learning more knowledge about herself or simply for the enjoyment of doing so is referred to as a woman in residence. When she is at a loss for what to do next, her more primal instincts prompt her to look for a male to help her figure things out. You should exercise extreme caution at all times since, among other things, it has the potential to impact your finances, emotions, and attention. When guys get horny and can't stop thinking about a woman's prowess in the bedroom, I've seen them fall into the temptation of having an intimate relationship with a hot girl who has a high body count just because they can't resist the need to do so. This is because they can't resist the need to have a relationship with a woman who has a high body count. Although your dopamine levels might spike momentarily during those few fleeting moments of pleasure, you shouldn't have any hopes that she'll turn out to be a nice mother to your kids in the long run. She might be good at making other people happy, but that's about all we can say for her. Dating a single mother is not a viable venture for younger guys in this day and age because of the complexities that might develop from such a relationship. Attention is requested. The unpleasant truth is that they do not care about you as a person, and the only thing that interests them is what they can get out of you for themselves. In other words, the only thing that interests them is what they can get out of you. They are only interested in you for what you can give them. They are just interested in you because of the benefits they may obtain from you. Several pieces of study have shown beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is the case. Yes, I do mean promiscuous. Throughout the course of her life, she has been in a number of love relationships, the most majority of which have been either short-lived or transient. If she is honest with you and tells you that all she wants is some quick action, you may save yourself a lot of headache and be pleased that life is sending you a message that she is not worth it. You might be able to take relief in the fact that your life is sending you a message that she is not worth it because of this. If she follows through with this strategy, you may save yourself a lot of trouble in the long run. You might spare yourself a great deal of anguish and take comfort in the fact that existence is attempting to convey to you that she is not worth it. You won't have to worry about dealing with such headaches anymore as a result of this. Due to this, you will have the opportunity to save a considerable quantity of time as well as work. If, on the other hand, she skirts the question and tells you stories about trust or parent issues, or if she simply blames her exes but still displays interest in you, you have the option to get some distance between the two of you. It's not natural for women to be promiscuous, and I know that folks who like to be politically correct and social justice warriors won't like what I'm going to say, but here it is. Being promiscuous is not natural for women. Because of their innate tendency toward monogamy, women can only ever have one child at a time. She wants a guy who will take care of her children for a long time and not have to take care of other women's children. A woman who is mentally sound will always want a faithful man. This is because she does not want to have to take care of other women's children. Even though I'm using some uncommon words because of the same reason, I believe you understand what it is that I'm attempting to convey. The powerful hormonal signals that are transmitted to the brain are thrown off when that impulse is suppressed, which can be a very uncomfortable experience. When a woman becomes pregnant with a kid, she intuitively begins to prepare herself to love the child that she will be carrying within her for the rest of her life. If a mother is suddenly prevented from satisfying her ingrained need for the labor and delivery process to be over by having the kid's life terminated, it leaves her with a psychological void as well as a profound sense of grief. This is because the mother feels that she has lost her child. This is because the mother has a pre-programmed desire for the labor and delivery process to be completed, which is the cause of this phenomenon. Studies have indicated that women who make this choice frequently go on to suffer from severe depression in the future. She will have feelings of depression as a result of her decision, and she will experience these sensations herself. Even if there is no possibility of becoming pregnant, there is still a potential of contracting an STD and experiencing feelings of jealousy toward the other person. Ladies who are both sexually active and unable to bear children should also be avoided. Your mind may try to tell you that fidelity isn't required, but as you get to know the person you're dating better, your viewpoint will shift, and you'll start to see things differently. If a woman is used to moving on quickly from one man to the next, it is a red flag that she is unable to commit to any one person in any meaningful way. She thinks much in the same way as Mia Khalifa does, which is to say that she believes she can have any male she wants at any time. If a promiscuous woman tells you that picking up men is the easiest thing in the world, you should not consider yourself lucky if you find out that she is the kind of person who thinks that way. If you find out that she thinks that way, you should not consider yourself lucky. If you find out that she believes that way, you shouldn't count your lucky stars. You're in for some trouble. You shouldn't count your lucky stars. If you find out that she believes that way, because you're in for some problems if you find out that she believes that way. You must have, at some point in the past, come across someone who is comparable to what you are seeing now, right? Because the vast majority of men are unable to overcome the notion that they are not enough. They have a tendency, when they get back together with their exes, to give their exes another chance at happiness. This is because the vast majority of men are unable to overcome the idea that they are not enough. When you are an egg towel, you do not tolerate any manifestation of selfishness, nor do you tolerate any manifestation of mind games. It is time for contemporary women to realize that men are not things. They can talk all they want about vengeance and the end of the patriarchy, but they need to get this one thing straight first. It is time for contemporary women to wake up to the realization that men are not things. If you own a blender, there is a high possibility that you haven't used it in quite some time, despite the fact that it is probably still lying there, waiting for you to put it to good use. The vast majority of males are similar to that mixer. In the event that a female comes back, they hand them over to her for a brief period of use, after which she promptly forgets about them for a few months. To our relief, an increasing number of men are coming to their senses and realizing that it is possible for them to have pleasure and freedom without subjecting themselves to needless difficulties. If you agree with me, then you should feel congratulated. You're getting closer and closer to a time in your life where you'll be able to look back and be pleased with yourself while also being in charge of yourself. What kind of ideas do you have? Have you ever met a woman who is comparable to what you're describing here? If this is the case, how does she explain the decisions that she made? You seem to have taken a different path than you had planned. Was she the reason? If you have any thoughts or stories to share, please leave them in the comments section. Thank you for watching, and if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel. By clicking the notification bell, you won't miss any future videos. See you in the next video.